Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Eli nishmas, Sirus Bas Mordechai.
Do it again. Did it.
Oh. Rabbi Isai, I want to talk to you about a very, very geschmack thing that's happening right now. The children, the MDY kids, they finished Mesechtes Megillah for Purim. And the idea was that maybe we should even try to finish Mesechtes Pesachim before Pesach. It's a little crazy. So myself and Shamshi decided, okay, we're going to take it on. At least try to take it on. 4 or 5 daf a day. And Avi Kamiansky looked at me and says, Meshiga, let's do something that's normal. Let's learn the perek that's most neged to Leil HaSeder, Arvei Pesachim. And it's about 22 daf, 21 daf. And it gives the people the opportunity to miss the daf here, Shabbos, this. And you'll finish before Pesachim. You'll have a better understanding of the Leil HaSeder, Heseva, Dal Kaises, Gula, everything. Okay, very good idea. He says, okay, we're going to start it today, Shushan Purim. He goes on to Arvei Pesachim. I'm going to show you, I want to share with you the clip, the first shir of Arvei Pesachim, and the Tzadik Tes. Here it goes. What is Siyata D'Shmaya? Today, we're on Purim in Yerushalayim, Shushan Purim, and we're starting Hilchos HaPesach, Shloishim Yoim Kodim L'Chag. How incredible is that? Hashgacha Pratis. We're starting. Oh, we're off. Someone's going to say, oh, we're off by 1 day. It's Purim. You can't learn that lot. But Purim doesn't count. You learn right after Purim. You start. What do you think? In the time of Chazal, they sat down and be smashed on Purim when everybody's fashikert?
No, 3 months we were learning Pesachim.
No, that's Pesach Sheine. We're learning Pesach Sheine. Arvei Pesachim is about the Leil HaSeder. What do you do? The matzah, the maror, the heseva, the dal koises. Look, we're going to learn in this mission alone. It's incredible. The Vilna Gaon says that Leil HaSeder, they say, Rebbi said this, in the name of the Gaon, you could be Mekayim 64 mitzvahs. And Leil HaSeder, the Rabbanans and the Reises, the brachas, the seva, the koises, the Sipur Yitzis Mitzrayim, all the stuff. That's what we're going to be learning right now. So he was mechaven, his hashgacha pratis. So let's learn Arvei Pesachim. So immediately he opened up a WhatsApp group. And he put it together, and it goes like this: you learn a daf a day with the chevra. You sign up to WhatsApp. They opened up this group. At what time? Like 10 o'clock at night last night. 8:30 at night, Eretz Yisrael time. Right now, I don't know, before I left, there's 142 people signed up already. 142 people. The very first, 145 right now. The very first daf. If you missed yesterday, we started yesterday Shushan Purim. If you start in Daf Tzadik Tes, just by this clip, by Arvei Pesachim, it's 6 minutes to get to the end. So you missed 6 minutes. If you do it on 1.75 speed, which I recommend, that's what I do it on. And Daf Kuf is only 21 minutes. So figure about 30 minutes a day. That's all you have to do for Chazara. You get a better understanding. Join us. Join Klal Yisrael. We'll have hundreds of people. There's prizes they're going to give you out. And check this out. Every day, there's something very cool. Avi gamified it. It's called Kahoot. You log on, and you have... I tried it, and I got all 4 answers right without watching the daf yet. Amazing. They're very easy. But Noam beat me in the score. And I realized that it goes by how quick you answer also. And then it shows your names over there. So I'm not going to do the test anymore. Here goes, Rabbi Isai. Oh, Pesachim Daf 99. How many mitzvahs can one be Mekayim on Pesach night? Oh, that's only if you watch it. But if not, how would you think it's 64?
You just said it.
No, I said, yeah, I said it.
That's like the Aryeh brothers.
I think all 4 questions are in the first 4 minutes of the No? Geschmack. And then it shows you your score and everything's good. The 4 cups of wine are connected what? Givaldic. Okay.
4 Mormon brothers.
Okay. So everybody say, join us. Even if people, I think it's a geschmack way to get people that are not doing the daf, people are scared of Nazir. You joining us, Levi?
You better believe it.
You got it. So we have another person joining us for Arvei Pesachim, for Chazara. MDY member, Eli Victor Purim costume and MDY Purim video. There's a better video of him singing with Shlomi Dek.
Who's in? Who's in? Come on.
Arvei Pesachim. Well, raise that hand. Raise it. All right, Givaldic. Okay, cool. Very good. Thank you, Avi. Givaldic. I want to show you Eli Victor. Look how he's decked out in MDY gear from the fisele to the kepele to the nose. Unbelievable. The socks, everything. And this, Benny from Benny's Meat gave me this beautiful matana. So, Yishkoyach Godol. Thank you, Benny. I wanted to show what the Kellen got me. The Kellen, that'll be tomorrow. I wanted to speak about this new program. I'm very excited about this new program, the Chazara program. No, I didn't know that. I know I carried this board to where I ate the Suda, and it weighed a ton. But I didn't realize he made it himself. Well, I know the meat he made himself, and he cut himself, and everything himself. It was delicious. But the board, which I almost left in your house, Avi, at the last second we snatched it. It weighed I'm not kidding. The board itself weighed 20 pounds at least. And the poor guy had it. There's no the guy in our building turned off the elevator so that the bacher don't ruin it. He said, but it was ruined, but it fixed itself. Matzi Yontif, and then he had to schlep it all up five flights of stairs. Okay. So Rabbi, I don't know if you remember, just real quickly. I said over Maaser about this giant fish that was on the Rebbe's table, Maaser Shaya, and it was speaking. It spoke. And it said, Rebbe, I need a tikkun for my neshama. And the Rebbe got nervous, and the Rebbe went over and asked it, what tikkun, and it answered, and then back and forth, in front of all the Hasidim, he said, and all of a sudden the Gabi comes out, and it was a big bazayin. The Rebbe didn't have that it was a guy. So the Koilel got me, again, another one of those battles, Yema Siyumim. This time was a crazy amount of jokes on it, and a giant fish. And when they left, I have the video, I'll show it to you tomorrow. When they left, all of a sudden the fish starts talking. Rebelli, this Boris. A whole drasha, how he thought about the Daf Yomi 400 years before, Meir, Shapiro, and because he didn't bring it to the world, he's getting a big einish in Shemayim, and I should please bring more people to the Daf, the Mechapers, Neshama, please. And then, okay, so Baruch Hashem, it went away. 10 minutes later, hello, is somebody home? The fish is talking again. It was Meir. Okay, the whole Purim, another thing, another Balaveir. One guy, listen to this. He's in Gehenim now because he left my shear and went to somebody else's shear. But not because he went to somebody else's shear, because he didn't just add another shear. He should have added another shear. Kitzur, Givaldic yourself. Okay. Rabbi Sai, we're holding Daf Memdal and Beis. Unbelievable sugis today. All right, Baya. Daf Memdal and Beis, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 lines from the bottom. Omar Baya. And if you can, please tell your friends about it. I was starting to say that it's a good way to get people that are not doing this year, don't want to do Nazir, they're scared of Nazir. You can do Pesachim. The Kellen is sponsored by Anon Ymous from Lakewood. The Kellen is sponsored, may supporting Torah strengthen our bitachon, and the sponsored Maaser, sponsored for the Masechta Eli nishmas Chai Bas Yosef by Anon Ymous. The month is sponsored Eli nishmas Zechrya ben Moshe. Second sponsor of the month, Eli nishmas Moshe ben Yehuda, Holocaust survivor, and sponsored by Anon Ymous from Flatbush for continued mazel bracha and clarity by the Landy Family, Eli nishmas Israel Chיים ben Yeshעי. Today's daf is sponsored by Max Kellen, Zeicher nishmas Tziporra Sheina Bas Rebbi Meir HaCohen, and the art for complete complete refuah for Chaim Tzvi ben Leah. Also, I wanted to mention real quickly that the MDY kids, believe it or not, they learned on Purim itself. Purim itself, they had 24 kids in the base measures. I'm very, very excited about that. And Taina Sester, they were here as well. It's unbelievable. It's not about the Daf, it's about the Yomi for children as well. Omar Abai. Ashkachtinu lechavrei, the Rav Nosson bar Yeshai, the Yasmin Ka'amrin. I've met the friends of Rav Nosson bar Yeshai, and they were saying, it says by a Zov, so, a number of things that I would like to discuss with the Olam here. Real quickly, I want to show you this chart. This is the chart that we went through Shas with, and today we're going to do a little bit of an upgrade to it. A Zav is somebody who sees an emission that's not carry. It comes from some sort of disease. If he has one emission, then he's like about carry. He goes to the mikvah that day. He becomes tar at night. If he has two emissions, then it could be one after another. It could be on consecutive days. Then he has to wait 7 clean days. Talking about a Zav. Zav also. Let's talk about a man. Zav. 2 emissions. He has to wait 7 clean days. Goes to the mikvah. After he goes to the mikvah, he's called a Tfil Yaim. He's not tar until the evening. Then he becomes tar. A Zav that has 3 emissions, either in the same day, at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, or on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days in a row, same exact thing. He has to wait 7 days. And he has to go to the mikvah. The only difference between 2 riyas and 3 riyas is that he has to bring a little shepsel. He has to bring a carbon at the end. Until he brings a carbon the next day, what is he called? He's called a mechusser kippurim. Yer Nechemya. A mechusser kippurim. Phones in the pocket, please. A mechusser kippurim. So now, that being said, let's see this for a second. If he's a mechusser kippurim, he hasn't brought his carbon yet. So remember, a Tfil Yaim, what's the difference between a Tfil Yaim and not a Tfil Yaim? Tfil Yaim is, he has less Tumah, but if he touches Truma, it becomes a Shlishi. Mechusser Kippurim is different. If he touches Truma, nothing happens. But he's not allowed into the Beis HaMikdash. And he also cannot eat Karbanas. Okay? He's Mechusser Kippurim. So a guy that goes, a Zav, who saw 3 Riyas, not 2 Riyas. If he saw 2 Riyas, he doesn't need to bring a carbon anyway, so there's no Mechusser Kippurim. He's not missing a carbon. All he's missing is Herav Shemesh, nightfall. If he goes to the mikvah, all he's missing is nightfall. But if he had 3 Riyas and he went to the mikvah, what's wrong with him? 2 things. Tfil Yaim, he's a Tfil Yaim, it's not nighttime yet. And even if it was nighttime, he's Mechusser Kippurim, he didn't bring his carbon yet. So he has 2 things wrong going for him. Let's see inside on the chart. There's a guy, he's a Zav. He cannot go into Machna Leviyah. He can't go into the Beis HaMikdash. Okay? He said Machna Leviyah, Beis HaMikdash. Might be a mistake. Now, 2 Riyas. Fine, with 2 Riyas. He's good. He's right. He can't go into Machna Leviyah. Again, let me do tshuva a second. I got mixed up here. If he's a Zav, he only saw 2 times. He's still a Zav. He didn't go to the mikveh yet. He cannot go into Machna Leviyah. I'll show you in a second what that is. Machna Leviyah is the entire Harabayas and everything. That's Machna Leviyah. If he goes to the mikvah, and we sped it up a little bit because it's getting a little out of hand. He goes into the mikvah and he comes out of the mikvah. Now he's a Tfil Yaim. Okay? What? Yeah, he's still wearing his thing. This is all late hours. I forgot to give him Yishkoyach for that skull. I don't know if he wants me to tell the Olam. It took him 10 hours of work.
Wow.
It was falling apart. He had to put metal. He had to this, drills, everything. For me, it was worth it. Now, he's a Tfil Yaim, as we said the other day. A Tfil Yaim, as it becomes dark, becomes night, then he's tar. Okay, so he's a zav who went to the mikvah, he becomes completely tar at nighttime. But if he, what about if he is a tful yom and he has 2 re'iyos? I was pressed it too much. He goes into the Machna Leviyah, but he can't go into the Machna Sheine. Okay, he can't go into the deep of the Beis Hamikdash. That's if he's a tful yom. If he has 2 re'iyos. Now, we're going to upgrade this. We'll do a little bit better next time. If he's 3 re'iyos, so again, he can't go into Machna Leviyah. He goes into the mikvah. If he has 3 re'iyos, he goes to the mikvah. What happens? He comes out of the mikvah Rabboisai. He still has 2 problems. He's a tful yom and mechusik Purim. Let's see what happens now. So, as it becomes dark, one of his problems goes away. He's no longer tful yom, but he's still a mechusik Purim. And therefore what? There's something over here. He still can't go into the Beis Hamikdash, and he still cannot eat karbanos. And yeah, you could eat truma. There's something else that's supposed to happen here. I saw it. Here. Then once he puts the karbanos on the mizbeach, then he has entry. He's mechusik yibor. He has to put the karbanos on the mizbeach, then he can go in. Okay, now just need to show the olam.
As a mechusar kippurim, he can go into Machna Leviyah, just not into the Beis Hamikdash.
What happened?
As a mechusar kippurim, he can go into Machna Leviyah.
Yeah, just not into the Beis Hamikdash. Now, hold on a second. I'm missing a chart here. That's crazy. How did that chart not make it in here? Here we go. Okay. So I over here I don't see it so clear, but okay. These are the 3 camps that Klal Yisrael has. There's Machna Yisrael, which is from the green to the blue, that you see in the outskirts. It's what we call the old city, Yerushalayim. Then you have Machna Leviyah, which is the Harabayis, everything from the blue into the red. And then you have Machna Sheine, which is from Sharni Connor till, and the Heichal and everything else. So if you look over here in Sharni Connor, where are we? Here. I don't know, could you see this, Gary? Okay, here we go. This is the Shir Malis, the 15 stairs. You go in, right over here, Sharni Connor. And this is the Azara, this is where you shech the animals, this is the Mizbeach. This is the Heichal. We're going to be talking about this Pesach HaHeichal. This is the door into the Heichal where the Menorah is, the Mizbeach, where they do the Tyrus, the Shulchan. And then this is the Kodesh HaKodashim. But this is the door that we might be talking about a little soon. Not might, hopefully we will. And this is Sharni Connor. Okay? So this over here is the Ezer Shnashim. Can't really see this. I'm not going to lift it up. You know what? I have a smaller one. Just as this is the same thing. But right over here, in this corner, right over here, the furthest place away from the Kodesh HaKodashim, in this corner is called Lishkas HaNazirim, where, according to some Rishonim, that's where the Nazir gets his haircut, in this room right over here. One of the 4 rooms, one of the 4. Okay. That's where they cook that's that picture that I always show everybody. I'll show it today as well. Says the Gemara, says Abaya, that his friends made a mistake a little bit. Why? It says that the Zav comes, Ubalifnei Hashem el Pesach HaMoed, Unesanam el HaCohen, and the Zav comes and gives his carbon to the Kohen. A Mosai Huba, when could he go into Machna Leviyah? When could he walk in to this? If you look what I wrote over there in blue, it says Machna Leviyah, Zav and Balkari are Aser. Okay? A Tmei Meis is permitted in the blue box. He's not allowed to go into the Sheine camp. But a Zav has a higher darga of Tumah. He cannot be in the blue box on the Harabais. A Metzora is the worst of the worst. The Metzora, we send him out of all the camps. He has to be outside of the green line. No pun intended. Yeah? Outside of that line. Everything on this map he can't be, maybe in that top left corner. So when could a Zav enter the blue box, Machna Levia, Bizman Toval V'asa Herev Shemesh, if he's done being a Tful Yom, he's done, he went to the mikvah, V'Herev Shemesh, and it already became dark, then he could go in. Toval V'asa Herev Shemesh. Not. Why? Because what's wrong with the Zav that has 3 riyos, and he went into the mikvah, and it's already nighttime? He still has something wrong with him. He's a Mechusar Kippurim. And they held that a Mechusar Kippurim alone cannot go into the Beis HaMikdash. How did they learn it? From this pasuk. It says that the Zav brought the Karbanas. When the Zav brings the Karbanas, then he's permitted inside. If he didn't bring the Karbanas, he's not permitted inside. Says Abaye, you made a big mistake. Abaye holds that the only time a Zav cannot go into the blue box is when he has 2 things wrong with him. When he's a Tful Yom before nightfall, and he's Mechusar Kippurim. But just one thing going against him, Mechusar Kippurim, is not enough to prevent him from going in. And if he just has one thing wrong with him, that he's just a Tful Yom, he also could go in. You need 2 things against him. Sometimes you're just a Mechusar Kippurim, because it's after night. Sometimes he's just a Tful Yom. How is a Zav just a Tful Yom? If he has 2 riyas. So if you only have one of the 2 things wrong with you, says Abaye, you're permitted in the blue box. The only time you're not permitted in the blue box is when you have 2 things wrong with you. You didn't understand. Pshat well, says Abaye. Alma, Alma kasavar tful yoim shel zav, kizav dami. And now the Gemara and the friends of Rabbi Yishai, Rabbi Nazir bar Yishai, did not differentiate between a 2-time zav and a 3-time zav. Anyway, they said, you can't go in. You got something wrong with you, you're Mechusar Kippurim, you're Tful Yom, whatever it is, you can't go into the blue box. That's what they held. I told them you're wrong. Nazir, what's your old proof? Your proof is that when could he go into the blue box? When he brings his animals. Okay, and that's the following day. I'll bring you a raya from Nazir. That doesn't work like that. It's not dependent on the animals. It says, Gabi Nazir, Tamei Nami, a Nazir who touched the dead person, and he has to bring his karbanos. According to you, it says the same exact lashon. Let's see if we can have it here. Yeah. So if you look at the pasuk here, they're learning it like this. The pasuk you given says Shivas Yomim, V'rochat B'sar B'mayim, U'bayom Hashmini. There's a certain order. On the 7th day, then you go into the mikvah on the 7th day, and on the 8th day, Shalom Aleichem, you come to the Beis HaMikdash. Not before. Says Abaye, guess what? It says the same exact order by a Nazir. Take a look. It says, B'yom Hashvi, Yigal Cheno, B'yom Tarasa, and then it says B'yom Hashmini. That's when you bring the karbanos. According to your logic, a Nazir shouldn't be able to come to the Beis HaMikdash on the 7th day. You'd have to wait to the 8th day. And that's not true. So you see that you cannot learn the pasuk that you like you're learning it. Maybe as I'm going to Daf Yomi Amud Aleph. This Shar Nikonar right over here. Where is it? B'Shari Levia. It's on the Harabayis. Harabayis is part of Machne Levi. The only Machne Sheine is over here. This is Machne Sheine. But this part over here is Levi. The whole Azara. What? Yeah, sorry. This part. What did I do? I did this. From Shaina Nikon, this Shaina Nikon. This down.
After that line.
From here.
No, the next line.
This is Ezra's Yisrael. Yeah, okay, good. You're right. Ezra's Yisrael, you're right. From this line up. Shkoyach. That's why you can't take off. I was giving you a hard time in Pesachim also. You're giving me a hard time, so I liked it. I mean by hard time, you were helping me out, like the Rosh Kyle does. Make a mistake, correct on the spot. Where are these? Well, it says the Shaina Khan here. Okay, fine. Where are these doors in the Machna Leviyah? Listen to this. A guy who touched a dead person who just came back from a funeral could go all the way. You could go if you could bring a dead person all the way into here. Where did Moshe Rabbeinu bring Yosef HaTzadik's bones? Home. Where is he keeping them? Home. Where did Moshe Rabbeinu live? In the Machna Leviyah. Okay, in the Midbar it was a little different than this. It was Machna Leviyah. My imoy b'mechitzasai. There's a Tosfos chance in Site Daf Yomi, which we'll be getting very soon. Says an incredible thing that Moshe Rabbeinu took a dead sheep. This Tosfos says a Rishon. There's not a. He took a dead sheep and put the bones of Yosef HaTzadik into the sheep, and the sheep started walking around. That's how he was able to carry the bones around. It followed him around, the sheep. And then I was thinking to myself, then it's not dead really. Then maybe that's why he was able to bring it to the Beis Hamikdash. But okay, I didn't know the halacha. Take a dead person, put him into skin, and it comes alive. So what halacha does that animal have now? Is it a dead animal, dead bones? It's a live animal? I don't know what it is. It's scary. It's like the egg. There's a lot of stuff like that. So it's only because he doesn't bring the korbanos till the 8th day. But you have no raya, says Abaya, that a tful yoim is usher to come into Machna Leviyah. Huh? No. What, that sheep? Oh. No. Says the Gemara. We're talking about a Mitzayra, other tumas, not. Elohim Abayit Tful Yom Shazov, Lav Kizav Dami. Toises in the Rosh Goyers here, Lav Kizav Dami, is Nazir. So, the bottom line is, hold on. Oh, if he has 3 re'iyos, says Abaya, if he has 3 re'iyos, and he's a Tful Yom, and he's a Mechusik Kippurim, he has 2 things going against him, then he can't go in. If he's in the camp of the Levi, why is it called oil moed? If he has these 2 things going against him, then he can't go in there. But only one thing, Tful Yaim, or just in Mechusik Kippurim, he could go in to Machna Leviyah. And how do you know that a person who's Mechusik Kippurim cannot go into, and this is very important, to Chap. He can't go now switching a little bit gears. How do you know that a person is just Mechusik Kippurim could go into Machna Leviyah, but can't go into Machna Shechina, can't go into the upper part? It says in the pasuk 2 things. He may need the loizark alav. Look what it says there. If you look at the pasuk, it seems a little strange. Tamei. If I finish the pasuk right there, it's great. He should be tamei. What's oid tumasai bay? Is tumah still there? Yeah, he's tamei. So his tumah still there. So we learn from there 2 things. Tamei is to tell us a Tful Yom can't go into Machna Shechina. Oid tumasai bay. It tells us another thing. The rabbi is Mechusik Kapara. Because Mechusik Kapara is even better. He's already Herav Shemesh. He already went to the mikvah. It's already nighttime. He's not even a Tful Yom. He's a much lesser tumah, or whatever you want to call it. So I think he could go into this Machna Shechina. Kamash Malon, he can't go into Machna Shechina. Even he, just the Mechusik Kapara, can't go into Machna Shechina. But just the Mechusik Kapara, says Abaya, could go into Machna Leviyah. Just the Mechusik Tful Yom, a guy that's just a Tful Yom, could go into Machna Leviyah. It's when you have 2 things operating against you together in conjunction. In other words, a Zav who saw 3 Re'iyos and he went to the mikvah, but it's not nighttime yet, so he's still Tul Yom, and he's in B'chutz Kippurim, then he should not go to Machna Leviyah. That's the end of this hard sugya. Now we're starting a Mishnah. Says the Mishnah. Huh? I think it's easy, but a lot of you guys were spacing out.
You said he only has one. He has 2 problems against him, but then you said later if he only has either one, is there such a thing as he brought the korban but he didn't go to the mikvah yet?
No, impossible. No such thing. No. And we'll see that in a second, maybe not a second, but no. First, you go to the Torah says v'tar b'mayim b'yashvi, and then on Shmini bring the korban. Says the Mishnah, the official Mishnah, the Heilige Mishnah sponsored by Morches Paznik, last day. The Zeicher nishmas are 5 HaCohen. We need sponsors for Mishnayos. Okay. The glachas at tahara ketzad. Now he's all the way at the tail end of his naziros. Yesterday we were talking about shaving when a person is tamei. The glachas tahara. He's at the end of his naziros. Let's say he did a 30-day naziros. He's at the end. Ketzad. Hoy mevi shalish behemois. He brings 3 animals, chatos, oila, ushlamim. V'shaychet es hashlamim. And the first animal he should shech, says the Tanakama, is the shlamim. Umegaleach aleim. And he should shave on the shlamim. Okay, we'll just go here, fine. Here he is driving his korbanos, oil shlamim, whatever. Megalech aleim is the fact that he shaves when he already shechted the shlamim. Only the shlamim, let's say. The shlamim was first. Divrei Rebbi Yehuda. Rebbi Lazar oimer lehoy megalech elal chatos. Rebbi Lazar argues and he says, no, which one comes first? The chatos. And therefore, therefore, you shave after you bring the chatos. Everybody agrees that if he shaved right after he brought the oila, or after the chatos, or after the shlamim, depends who you hold like, but everybody will agree that no matter what, if you just brought one korban and you shaved, yatsa. You brought these 3 animals, but didn't say this is a chatos, this is a shlam, this is a oila. And we had this already a few times. It's obvious. If you look on the bottom part, you see the oila is Zachar. The shlamim is an ayil. It has these giant horns. It's an older age. And the chatos is a kivsa. It's a female. So it's obvious what he meant. There's a male, female, and a giant female. The giant female is the shlamim. The male is the oila. So he doesn't even have to be mefarish. We understand what he wants. Typically, a person has to be mefarish. But it's so obvious because it's so different from each other, and he has to bring 3 korbanos, so he doesn't have to be farish. Haroy lechadas tikarev chatos, la'oila tikarev oila, l'shlamim tikarev shlam. Torah v'gilach Nazir Pesach Oyel Moed. So the Gemara does a very interesting thing here. It says, if you and I were to read this in the pasuk, it says you should take a haircut machine, take the guy right over here by the opening to the Oyel Moed, right over here, and shave his head. Says the Gemara, no, that's not the pshat in the pasuk. It's where you shech the shlamim. You're supposed to shech the shlamim there, not the haircut. So the Gemara is really taking a pasuk and taking out of the pashtas. Maybe that's where you should give him a haircut. It's not nice. What, you're going to shave a guy in front of the Kodesh HaKadoshim, in such a beautiful, in such a holy place? So when I learned this, I was hit like a bomb. Sometimes when you learn something, you have to change your mahalach in life. And I think we might have to change something here. It's a derech b'zayin, the Gemara says. Take your haircut in the Beis HaMikdash, derech b'zayin. You want to give a haircut? Go to a special room in the bottom of the Beis HaMikdash. It's called Lishus Nazirim. It's the barber shop. And you do it there. You don't do it where people are bringing korbanos. What about a chalak in a Beis HaMedrash? How's that allowed? It's a b'zayin. If somebody has a good reason, why? So somebody say, what?
Bring the kid into Torah right now.
But it's
The whole thing is about bringing him to Torah.
Okay. That's your day, but it's
Whole thing is the Nazir is doing something wrong. Whole thing is
so. Does Day Chemet ask the kasha, and he says maybe because we're leaving him with payas, and maybe that's the thing. But at the end of the day, there's not a good. Nobody thinks that there's a great heter for it. And then I had another shaila, like you do in a miron, mom, and they do the whole haircut afterwards. Well, the shave and keep on going.
What happened to your father when he messed with this stuff? Remember?
He tried to do it for me.
Remember what happened? So
no, not the way he messed. When he wanted to give me a halakha.
He didn't give it to you.
No, it was
what
bad.
happened to him?
No, he tried to give it to me. You're not saying the story well. He tried to give me a halakha, and he fell down a flight of stairs with me. Then he tried it. So he said, "Okay, I'll go to the barber." Got into an accident, and then a thing of hot water spilled on me. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. So then he said, then he looked at my mother. He said, "You do it." That's what happened.
You just changed your whole story around.
Okay, I'm allowed to make up stories all the time.
Change your whole story around.
How unusual. It doesn't matter.
Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yeshai Oimer Enu Tzorech Haryom Retor L'Tal Ma'asam Mizbechi. The Torah says you don't need a svar, you don't need logic. The Torah itself says don't walk up a flight of stairs in the Beis HaMikdash. Use a ramp. What's pshat? Kavachoymer L'Derech B'Zoyin. Okay, so you shouldn't walk upstairs. Why? Because by walking upstairs, you're spreading your legs and you're showing the mizbeach your erva. And guess what? He's wearing pants. He's not showing anything. Nevertheless, it doesn't look good. It's a bizayin. So kolshkin b'menoshe kavachoymer, by doing a mundane thing like giving a haircut in front of, which is also a mitzvah. It's part of the Torah. It's a mitzvah. No, it's a bizayin. There's a whole lashon here we could skip because some person put it into the Gemara by mistake 260 years ago. Okay, Rebbi Yitzchak Omer Ein Tzarech. Harei Omer v'lokach sar roish nizroi. On the side, the Agayis says, literally, it was not in any Gemara before 260 years ago. By mistake, one of the printers saw a note and threw it in there. Very interesting. So he says like this. It says in the pasuk that he takes it. And in this picture, as you see over here, there's a pot of shlamim boiling in the back of that room, and the Lushkin is, this is according to the Rambam, this is where he did it. You don't really have to do it here, but that it should be right next to it. It's in the same room, so you shave, you go. Not that you take his hair and you have to travel now 25 feet, 100 feet to get to a certain place. In the Mela, it's impossible to do it by the entrance because then you have to walk a long way until you get to that path. These are Rabbi Dish. This mamish the whole sugi like we said before. How do you know that we're talking about shlamim? Maybe we're talking about you should shave the guy's hair by the Pesach oil moed. The place that he cooked, that's where you shave. So this is a big chiddush. When this door is closed, in other words, at night, you can't shave. The Torah is telling us what time of the day do you shave. It's during the daytime. Why Dafka by Shlom does it say Pesach Oyel Moed? Very interesting. I saw a pshat that Oyel Nechatas that he also brings, we know goes Lashem. There's no problem of making it, but Shlomim, you think, oh, it's for me. It's like I'm going to the Beis HaMikdash to rest. It's like a restaurant. They're going to cook it. They're going to shecht it for me. They're going to cook it for me. I'm going to eat it. So remember, no, Pesach Oyel Moed. It's for Hashem. This is also Kedusha. They open up the doors. That's a pshat. Like time of the crow, kind of. Yeah. Very interesting. Women, says Reb Shimon Shizuri, do not shave by Pesach Oyel Moed. There's a machlekes rishonim whether or not they shave at all. Shemiz Garba, Pirchei Kuhuna, because of Hirurim of the young boys that might see her over there when she uncovers her hair for the shave. And this brings me to a very, very important thing. I was thinking about this as I'm learning it, that Gramasium, remember Gramasium, he put the $2.3 million piece of glass, and when he thought about the Bachurei Yisrael, he said, enough, that's it, I'm not doing it. Here's the Gemara. Shem Yizgor B'Pirchei Kuna. Then I said to myself, I want to say something that I didn't hear anybody else say. I think it's so pashut. Why are so many kids going off the derech these days? My own pshat. I hope nobody kills me for this. You know why? Very, very pashut, in my opinion. Because we let the socialist Hollywood be mechanech our kids. We let our children watch movies. It's chatoy ani maskir hayoim. When I used to travel from Chicago to New York, 14-hour trip, it was Gehenim. Every 10 minutes, we got to go to the bathroom, we got to do this, are we there yet? You know, go a 14-hour trip. We just left the driveway, he has to go to the bathroom already. Came up with a Meir idea, bought this giant TV, this square, that had a VCR in the bottom, stuck in Uncle Moishi. Vayi Pele. 4.5 hours later, when I went to fill up gas, I said, let's go to the bathroom. Nobody had to go to the bathroom. For 4.5 hours straight, they were holding it in. And they didn't even want to go. I stopped the guy, I had a force, I turned it off. But then they got older. And Uncle Moshe wasn't enough for them. And then I went to the shtickle cartoon, and then that wasn't enough. And before you know it, literally, the pritzos that we let our kids watch. I'm serious. And then you wonder, these guys, they don't believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Half of them are Christians. And saying this is mutter, and this is that, and this is what we're showing our kids over and over. Gilei Aryeh Shvichas Domim, over and over and over, and then we wonder how come they're off the derech. I never heard anybody say this pshat, but maybe we should stop letting our kids watch that much. Pirchei Kuuna. Pirchei Kuuna. Shemo Yizgor Bo Pirchei Kuuna. Amr Loi. Huh? What? Self-hating Jews. Self-hating Jews. What are you saying?
All because of the Jews. All because of the Jews.
Who? What? Could you tell it to me later? It's the what? Yeah. Who? Rebbi Eliezer. Yeah. And not where? Yeah. The whole Lishkas Nazir, by the way, is not everybody else like that. It's the Rambam. Fine, let's go back to Omerloi. What do you sponsored by Hatzlacha, Leib, Aliza, Simcha, Sheine, Aliza, Simcha, Sheine, Bercha, Hatzlacha for the Makachir, the members of the HBA Group and their families. Amen. So he says, but how could you tell me that because of Pritzos, we're not going to do something in Beis Hamikdash? The Dvarecha Soita, we're getting there. You see, a lot of times we do that at the end of Masechta. Soita, the next Masechta is Soita. Soita, also they do a lot of things. They take off some of the clothing and this and that. Isn't that going to be girui for the younger Bacharim? D'chsiv ba be'mida lefnei Hashem. V'lechashin Hashem yizgor ba pirchei kuna. Amar lahen, zuka chaz bekeses, v'zurin kachaz bekeses. A Soita, we make her look really, really bad. She's not allowed to have makeup. They tie her with strings and things, and their hair is all wild and everything. She looks a disaster. No taivas over there. But this woman doesn't say anywhere. She's coming with makeup, and then it could be a girui. Says the official Mishnah. Sponsored by Nachman Seltzer. He takes the hair of the Nazir, and he throws it underneath the dud, as you see in this picture right over here.
It's hard to teach Torah.
It's not a lie, you're going to do it. Now, the Rishonim over here said, Mendino means outside of Yerushalayim. If it's outside of Yerushalayim, they didn't send the hair to the cooked shlamim. So in other words, you take the shlamim, you're cooking in a pot. As the Gemara is going to explain what we do exactly. We take the hair, put it under the pot. But not if you took the haircut outside of Yerushalayim. So this we had a shaila yesterday. Is this halacha only by at the end of the Nazir's Naziros of the Glachas Atuma, but if he messes up in the middle of his Naziros and he touches that person and he has to shave his head, he wouldn't do this whole procedure. Everybody puts it underneath the pot. In other words, whether he's a Nazir that it was a Tomei, was a Nazir Bitahara, always puts it underneath the pot. However, if he comes from a different city outside of Yerushalayim, then he does not put it under. Should we go a little weiter? Because Rebbi Delinsky got up, we're going to go weiter. Listen to this. You take some gravy from within the pot of the shlomim, and he puts it on top of the hair. Then he puts it underneath. I saw a pshat because it's dangerous to take hair and burn it. A lot of people are makbid not to burn hair. But if you add to the hair something, then it's okay. If he puts it underneath the other two pots, you are yaitza. Asham benazir tar meika. Why does it say the word asham? What do you bring when you tar? Ashlam ma'ilchatos. There's no asham. We know that a Nazir Tomei, he brings. It's just a pasuk. You're all welcome to leave. It's fine. Here are the two types of karbanas. If it's at the end of the Naziros, he brings 3 animals. But if it's the end of the Tomei Naziros, he became Tomei Tameis, he brings 1 sheep, 2 birds. And the 1 sheep is a asham. So, but a lot of people say that what it means is, but it says together with the shlamim. It says together with the other ones. So it means that he should shave his head, keep the hair, and wait until the end of his naziros, and then put it under either the asham, the shlamim, or whatever it is. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.